The view high above our broadcast location tonight, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, and thanks for joining us on this fine Thursday afternoon. In this game, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Houston Rockets. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni is the modern-day godfather of pace and space. His teams in Phoenix popularized small ball, moving around and pushing the tempo in their 7 seconds or less offense. It's ironic that now his Houston team plays a much slower isolation style of basketball. Kevin, that shows his flexibility and D'Antoni's ability to adapt to his personnel.
Whatever works, David. Thanks. Here's the starting group for Houston. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. D out there with P, and it's the bodyguard in at the 5. And for Los Angeles, LeBron and Damus, the incredible forward pair. Fresh is out there with Smith, and it's the prophet in at the center, filling out the middle.
And for so many things that the Rockets do right, one area they can lapse in is rebounding.
Yeah, and a big part of that, I think, is they play a lot of small ball. And the defense is decent, but the rebounding suffers when they go small. They were bottom 3 in the league last year in rebounding.
Tip-off goes to Houston. And here's Westbrook. From past the arc, doesn't go for him.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money for deep.
And it's Smith missing.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
So the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ballgame. The drive by James. The shot comes out. Good D by Westbrook. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. It's good. The bodyguard's got 5 points so far.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there. Well, I don't think it's been a secret. I mean, LeBron James hopes to become the greatest of all time. At least that's my perspective on it. Last season, he surpassed his idol, Michael Jordan, in career scoring. He called it one of the real pinnacles of his career.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, LeBron. And you might think about what sets LeBron James apart among the all-time greats. He's the only player who's top 10 in both scoring and assists.
Well, I would even take it a little further, guys. His overall all-around brilliance is what truly separates him from the rest of the great players, because he's top 20 in steals as well as approaching top 50 in rebounds. That's remarkable, and he's done it from day one.
Now here's Westbrook. Pass to Harden for the 3. And Davis pulls it down. Here's Los Angeles now. 4-point game. Got a hand on it. The pass to Pete. Fires from deep. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. And the foul on Harden. That is his first foul of the game. And so just over a minute and a half played. Here's James. Get that out of here.
Boy, they are frigid right now. I mean, failing to connect on their first 4 attempts.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Now here's Westbrook. Shoots the three. And another three for Houston. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Rockets.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually, have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Lays it up off the glass. Westbrook's got 5 points so far.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Now here's James. Smith outside. Davis down low. Defended by Fernandez. And Davis with the basket on the assist by Smith.
And, you know, guys, I don't think there's any question about it. Frank Vogel is the Lakers head coach. Need to find success quickly. I mean, there's an impatience and an urgency in L.A. to make the most of LeBron's last few years in his prime.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And Clark, one of the Lakers' conditions when hiring Vogel was adding Jason Kidd as an assistant coach. Kidd had also been a candidate for the head coaching job.
Well, I think that's a recipe for a little palace intrigue, and I know the media will stay on top of that all season long. I think they'll say all the right things and try to make it work, but if the Lakers falter, it would not surprise many if Jay Kidd took over.
.105 left to play in the first quarter. And here's Covington from the arc.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Yeah, they're scoring with confidence, Greg, making them count in the early going.
And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. .52 seconds left here in the first quarter. Pass to deep. From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
And so it's the Lakers with it, following the score by Houston. Cool hands, passes to Green. 6 to shoot. Got a piece of it. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Here's Green. No points in the game hit for him. No good on his first attempt of the game.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
And so it's the Houston Rockets holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defensive mindset clearly focused on clamping down on LeBron James, and their game plan is working. We've got more in store for you right after this. Again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
Lakers trail by 8.
And the feeling has been that the Lakers needed to acquire more veteran talent to put alongside LeBron, and they've done just that.
And, you know, time is creeping up on LeBron. He turns 35 this season. Really, for the Lakers, the time is now if they're going to compete to get him another ring and perhaps themselves another banner.
In a moment now, to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Mr. Incredible is out there with Clark. Then it's D. Then it's Cool Hands. And it's Green in at the 2-guard spot. And Scott has it in the corner. Oh, that's blocked. Here's It's rebounded by Houston. They've led by as much as 10. 18 feet out. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Clark, here's a simple one for you with the ball in his hands. Who is the fastest player you've seen in the NBA going end to end, baseline to baseline?
I think it's John Wall when he's healthy. I've not seen a guy with the ball get where he gets as fast as he does. And then after that, probably up-and-coming De'Aaron Fox.
Take a break.
Yes.
Take a
Russell
break.
Westbrook's in the conversation, too.
You know who's also pretty quick for his size? Ben Simmons. When he gets going downhill.
Yeah, good call. Good call. You forget about him because of his size.
Right.
You're
He's
right.
6'10".
Great call, Kevin.
First free throw is good.
And, you know, guys, you look at the Rockets, they've been in the midst of a great championship window. A lot of teams have been trying to avoid going for titles against the Warriors. The Rockets have been in win-now mode, very aggressive in trying to get to the top.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. JaVale McGee's checked in for cool hands. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Clark. And Smith subbed in for Green. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Clark, you have to admire the Rockets for not shying away from the challenge of keeping up with a great team like Golden State.
Yeah, I have great respect for the Rockets, guys, because they've come as close as any team in the West to knocking off the Warriors. You know, they took them to a Game 7 and also had a chance in last season's playoffs when KD was injured. I think you've got to admire their competitive spirit and not backing down.
Right. Here's Rivers. Following the basket by Kyle Kuzma. Here's the floater. The offensive rebound. Here's the bodyguard. McGee with the block.
Boy, and the wingspan McGee has covered a lot of ground. Very useful for shot blocking.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly. Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Here's the bodyguard. Great pass to set up the lay-in. The bodyguard's got 7.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Harvey. He's guarded by Rivers. Harvey, no good. 1:19 left in the first half. Right side, Gordon. Passes to deep. And he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim. And it's a 10-point Rocket lead.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Here's Harvey. Pass to Kuzma. Fade away. Does not find the basket. His 3rd miss. He's made just 1 so far. Kicks to Rivers. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. It's deflected. McGee, the pass to Kuzma. To the wing on the left. Here's Harvey, defended by Scott. Over Rivers. McGee's shot is off.
Boy, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Bucket is good. D's got the lead up to 12 now for the Rockets.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here. to end the run, and it's blocked by Gordon. And so it's Houston enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. Coach, what's stopped you from getting what you want?
Well, they're just a great defensive team. You know, we're not handling our pressure well enough. We're trying to work it inside. They're fronting, and we got to execute our counters.
Yeah, all 5 guys have to get involved. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Houston came ready to play. Competing with a chip on their shoulders, they started things off with an 11-3 run. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebound. They got a good edge on the board, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys have been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to that lead.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Lakers.
Well, obviously, they were outshot. I thought they bailed it in too many times in terms of their effort. People weren't moving, they weren't screening, and they definitely weren't hustling. They need to hit the ground running to be competitive in the second half, or they could get blown out.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Nice game, great performance by Dean.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Lakers trail by 12. Taking a look at the Rockets. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Bodyguard is out there with Heat. And it's P in at the small forward.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
The Lakers have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. Free throw drop for Smith. Mark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve the rebound?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
James. Here's the prophet, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
The line for 2.
You look at the Lakers desperate to surround LeBron with talent to win now. They have improved, but is it enough to go deep in the West?
And he makes the first. And the Lakers, for decades, Clark, a magnet for superstar free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, in recent years, more of a mixed bag in that regard. Whether it's the turmoil in the Lakers organization, I think that's part of it, or the prospect of playing in LeBron's shadow. A number of elite players have elected to go elsewhere thus far.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Westbrook with it. 8 points for him. Poked away. Just 5 to shoot. There's 3-pointers off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Smith outside. James against Westbrook. Davis kicks to James. Unloads from 9. Here's the Prophet. He's hit again. And it's Davis missing.
Ooh, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Harden's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Smith finds James. And that one goes long.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor. Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career. He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. My goodness.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And, well, whatever your feelings may be on the Rockets, you can't deny their offense works.
Yeah, it does work, really. I mean, I agree with you. Second in offensive rating last year, 4th in effective field goal percentage. This team knows how to produce points and be efficient in doing so, and they stay with their approach. They don't let teams take them off their game plan.
Team swap here for the Lakers. 1:41 left in the third. Lakers trail by 17. Here's Harvey. Now the pass to Mr. Incredible. Fades and shoots. The shot, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games. You know, with LeBron coming to L.A., the Lakers trying to speed up their timeline. I mean, the roster never quite got gelled. The end result, LeBron's first time outside the playoffs since 2005, which was his second season as a pro. That's a remarkable, remarkable run.
No good on the free throw. And when you look back on LeBron's first year in Los Angeles, Clark, how would you rate it?
Well, I think a mild disappointment, but remember now, before he got hurt, they were 4 or 5 games above 500, but the injuries, some other drama, really changes in the front office, instability led to a disappointing and frustrating season. Well, you know, last season for the Rockets, not as strong as the season prior. 53 wins and 4th seed compared to 65 wins and the #1 seed in 2018. Still face the same fate in the playoffs, though. Not able to overcome the Warriors.
52 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Coolhams. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1. Rockets leading by 13. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Throws it up high.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Here's Harvey. It's blocked.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
The Rockets shooting their first free throws of the game.
Shooting 2.
First one falls through. And so he hits both. 15 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. He kicks it to Green. Over Gordon. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Houston out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a 2 guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. 17-point lead, their biggest. Mr. Incredible is out there with cool hands. Then there's B, then it's Green, and it's McGee in at the 5 slot. That's the Laker 5. Pass to Tucker. Houston moving it around. 6 on the shot clock. From deep 3-point range. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA. And then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
Goes up from the top of the key. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist from Covington. Gordon's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Houston. Now here's Fresh, defended by Covington. Here's the Prophet. Drains it from 17 feet out.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Timeout called the Rockets.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dance team.
Some changes for the Lakers. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for cool hands. James comes in for Clark. And Smith subbed in for Green. Houston with a big group substitution here. Bodyguards checked in for P.J. Tucker. D comes in for D. P, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And James Harden subbed in for Gordon. Here's Reyes. Another miss by Houston. Lakers trail by 17. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Out to the wing. Here's the bodyguard. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
So good at getting to his spots and then cashing in, making the game look easy.
To the middle. It's deflected. The Prophet passes to Smith. Over Harden. Here's Davis. Count the basket.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Davis is really the total package, a mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
Rockets leading by 16. Reyes, the pass to P. Chipped away. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Now Fresh. Here's the Prophet. No one on him, and he hits the easy one. The Prophet's got 4 points in the quarter.
And he can be devastating with that little hook shot of his.
Harden outside. He passes to the bodyguard. And here is Fernandez. It's the three-point bomb.
Timeout, timeout.
Fernandez has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And the Lakers call time here. They're trailing by 17. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, the bodyguard.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. Cook dishes to McGee. Easy jumper from very short distance. McGee's got his first points of the game.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Houston.
Tonight, they seem committed to the three-point shot.
That was the bread and butter. Fortunately, they made enough of those, but sometimes it was quantity over quality.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for the bodyguard.
Tell you what, this guy worked his behind off on both ends of the floor. He was really an intimidating presence out there.
And he knocks down the first one. And Kyle Kuzma, a late pick in the 2017 draft, but he's shown that he's as strong a prospect as any.
Yeah, flew under the radar as a prospect, but came in with a very refined game and was an impact player early on. Has already started to expand his game. Should see an even bigger role as he develops as a player.
And both free throws good for Kuzma.
You know, some folks were saying Kuzma wouldn't even get drafted a few years ago. That's why this draft stuff is more art than science sometimes, but he has proven his doubters wrong very quickly.
And the shot is good.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
Green passes to Kuzma. They kick it out to Green. And here's Westbrook. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.